YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. I've got some 2v2 replays that were supposedly from a tournament where the two players they were submitted by were trying to work out some synergy between Bretonnia, which is a pretty infantry weak faction, with an infantry strong faction. And in this case, it's going to be greenskins. What a lovely map for all this to take place here too. Let's take a look. So it's based around the Fay Enchantress with her Mist of the Lady, which is obviously where she... Well, yeah, I was going to make a joke about gas there, but I'll lay off. So we got a couple of pole arms on the flanks, some cheap spears in the front that are meat shielding a massive line of black orcs with some warlords boys. They're backed up by Grail Guardians, which are going to be a painful unit for many to deal with. There's some savage orcs and orc shaman. Up front, a big boss, and let's see, the lord here is Skarsnik. He's anti-large. He's right next to a Grail Relique. And then out on the flanks, we've got some Skulkers working with Grail Knights. That is also an interesting combination. But these Grail Knights, dude, they took a shot. They took a shot. It's going to be a, yeah, Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. That's what I figured. Here we've got some Dragon Princes pushing forward. I mean, two Dragon Princes would definitely be a match for a Grail Knight. You can see here they're just going to sacrifice the Skulkers in order to escape with the Grail Knights. Are the Grail Knights going to turn around? If they're going to turn around and take this fight, it almost seems like they should have taken it a little sooner. Yeah, they're going to get out of there, as they should. Let's see, so a few Spearmen here. Over on this flank, some Sword Masters of Hoeth, a Lore Master. The Eagle Claw, we got some Lothern Sea Guard behind the main line. Lothern Sea Guard, Spearmen, White Lions, Phoenix Guard. And there are some dragons coming out of here. We got a Dragon Prince that has taken some severe damage off in the woods. I didn't catch what that was. And then we got this dragon, Star Dragon. Oh, okay, they fought a Grail Knight out of here probably. So yeah, the Grail Knights lost on the flanks. You can see that the High Elves split their units into 3 groups, and they have very few units overall. Outnumbered pretty significantly. These Grail Knights are trying to keep their distance for now, and the Bretonnian infantry was kind of meat shielding. High Elf infantry, other than Lore Masters of Hoeth, not going to hold out against Black Orcs whatsoever. The Dragon, though, has some opportunity to do some pretty ferocious damage. Yeah, there it comes. Picked up 22 kills. Most of an XP chevron there. See, so the Dragon Princes kind of position themselves behind enemy lines, being chased by polearms. A lot of great artillery fire coming in here from the Eagle Claw, which is trying to fight back some Black Orcs, and it's going to succeed. The Black Orcs are going to get wrecked by some Tier 9 Sword Masters of Hoeth. Really? Wow. Someone was serious about their Sword Masters here. So Dragon Prince is fighting some Grail Knights here. It's not a great fight for him, but here comes the Dragon that's going to land up in here too to try and down the Grail Knights, and a breath spell. If it connects, ooh, that's going to be Sunfang, and that is going to do tremendous damage to all those unarmored infantry, which is exactly what Sunfang is good at. So that came from Tyrion over here. So the Greenskin infantry now getting outnumbered over here. It's going to lose on this flank. It plowed right on through in the center, kind of as expected. Second unit of Black Orcs, this time the Crimson Killers. Let's see how the Killers do. They're going to go after the Eagle Claw. But here comes that level 9 Sword Masters of Hoeth. This ought to be an interesting match here, folks. There's a Lore Master in here as well, and I'm thinking the Crimson Killers are not going to take the best of this engagement. Look at that, 108 leadership, 56 attack, 60 defense. Yeah, the Crimson Killers are actually getting beat down pretty badly. Star Dragons over here doing some wreckage. Dragon Princes. Quite a few friendlies left here in the center. But Tyrion tanking it out very well here. Harmonic Convergence, Wissen's Wild Form. Look how bad the Crimson Killers got beat down here. Wow, did they get beat down. I mean, they barely got touched. The Swordmaster here is still on the martial prowess. just destroyed that. That was pretty incredible. You're not going to see those kind of units meet up. Look at this, the Grail Relique just sitting behind the infantry, holding them here. Tyrion is now trapped amidst a massive blob, but if this dragon has some breath attacks left, there is some massive damage to be had here, and he does. Woo! It seems like this little blob right back there would have been more ideal, but he's still got some kills. He's up to almost his 3rd chevron now on those 83 kills. So you better believe that dragon has done some significant damage. Looks like he's maybe a bit afraid to drop down here. Archers are running out of ammo. Dragon Prince is chasing off routing units. They've got the Shaman. Tyrion's still very much alive. One Tyrion, that is. And the Swordmaster is still very much alive too. And those guys are going to be interesting to take down. The Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower is able to remount one unit of artillery here, and there is a nice blob for it to fire at. This is a big blob of greenskins. The dragon's trying to focus out some of these units toward the flank. It's going to be Grail Guardians. I don't think Lothern Sea Guard are going to do great against Grail Guardians. Dragon Prince is looking for an engagement, and again, against Grail Guardians, it's interesting. There's no magic attacks for the Dragon Princes. And there is some physical resistance in the Guardians. Neither unit has anti-armor or anti-large. But remember, the Grail Guardians stay fresh, even late into combat. Tyrion's nearby. That was a comet there coming down on these Swordmasters, and it did some tremendous damage. That's really the only thing that's damaged these guys so far. That was the Fay Enchantress. I believe that was her special ability. The dragon is triple chevroned, working on a 4th at 142 kills. So that dragon has pulled some serious weight. And here comes the Swordmasters, bloodied badly from that comet. They're going to come into the back of these Bretonnian units here. There's some spears and a Lore Master as well. Is that a curse? No, it's Earthblood. Earthblood for both armies here. Just kind of see how this plays out. It's actually still pretty balanced outcome, supposedly. The dragon, though, is getting routed here. This is bad news. The Fay Enchantress, of course, can leech the life out of these units if she stays in combat. Now, she does have to stay in combat nowadays. She can't just sit outside of combat. But as she's in combat, she's slowly leeching down these units. Very much worth it, because those are some tough units. Skulker's going to get into the back here. That Swordmaster, 143 kills. The dragon is so close to its 4th chevron, but I don't know if it's going to get there. Here comes another Sunfang right through the middle of that formation. Not a lot of units left that the Sunfang is going to do a ton of damage to. That was a really good one early on over here. Spearman kind of fighting. Polearm's going to try and take down these Dragon Princes. The Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower firing away. It does have a chevron and a half there. Let's see what the Star Dragon's doing. It's trying to mop up some Skulkers that are chasing these archers. But I don't know that there's any saving this at this point. Gonna get some poison here from the Gabo Big Boss. Warlords boys have that special ability here. What is this? Sunder. Yes, they'll sunder armor off the dragon. Which is definitely going to help. Yeah, sunders a lot of armor off there. 30 armor. Ooh, I want to see that dragon pick up 4 chevrons in the same battle. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, though, because the power bar is kind of souring. Skarsnik has held up extremely well through this. Tyrion, of course, is a tank. Just look at him tanking, 147 kills. A lot of that from the Sunfang. Oh, come on, get your chevron, dragon. Get your chevron. And some regrouped lions. There's a lot of Gabos there. Oh, so close. Oh, so close. Come on, get your chevron, dragon. I just want to see it. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a unit pick up 4 chevrons in the same battle. The breath attacks on this dragon were pretty spectacular. 190. Oh, come on, dragon, do it. Come on, get another good attack in there. Tail whip those guys. Oh, he's trying to get away from the Fay Enchantress. She's pretty fast, though. I'm not sure that dragon can get away. Yeah, she's going to keep putting hits on it. It's going to keep the dragon on the ground. Look at that, Fay Enchantress. Taking down a star dragon. Her speed is what's difficult to deal with. So the star dragon's going to fall just a hair short of 4 chevrons. That was a pretty interesting matchup. Grail Guardians got a lot of kills. I didn't recall whether these guys were chevron at the beginning. You guys can go back and check that out. But this is Black Iron's green skin army here. These Crimson Killers just got owned. That was crazy. Some of the Black Orcs, though, getting a decent number of kills. Skarsnik tanking it out until the end of the battle. That was pretty cool. And then Dovplay is here. The Grail Guardians definitely getting some kills. The Grail Knights, not as much, though. One of them picked up well, he was either chevroned or picked up one. It's hard to say. Bikini Brothers here with this Tyrion. Tyrion the tank. This dragon, yeah, that was pretty cool. And then the Tier 9 Swordmaster. Oh, there's a Phoenix Guard I missed earlier on, too. Yeah, here's the Tier 9 Swordmaster's 155 kills. Hard to say whether that was worth it in the end, but it was cool to see, one way or the other. His Dragon Princess picked up a ton of kills, as did Tyrion. So a pretty cool performance. Now, they did this same army again, but instead of with greenskins, they did it with Chaos. So let's check that out. That's another interesting combination. So Chaos has very solid infantry. The Fay Enchantress could support that type of infantry, you know, with healing and other stuff like that. And then her ability to suck the life out of other units. So we'll see how this one's going to be. It's going to be the same army from Bretonnia. It's just now combined with Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and then some Chosen with halberds and regular Chosen. And we've got an Exalted Hero and Archaon the Ever-Chosen, flanked by Marauders with great weapons. Got some Grail Knights over here, some Pterodon Riders with Fire Leech Bolas. Let's check out the High Elf army here. Wow. Right away, there's a fight between Marauder Horsemen with Throwing Axes and Dragon Princes. And the net pinned down all these Marauder Horsemen. And the Marauder Horsemen are going to be massacred.
We'll be back.
That is not good for the Marauder Horsemen. They did a little bit of damage to these Dragon Princes, but that is going to be a big loss for Chaos early on. These guys are not very cheap. So, well played by Teclis. Teclis the Feckless. We've got Lord Master of Hoeth, 3 archers up front, a couple spears, a few white lions, a couple Phoenix Guard. Looks like we're gonna have 1 skink skirmisher, 2 skink skirmishers, chameleon skink, 3 feral cold ones, a few skink cohorts, Croc Gar, feral connoisseur, some Saurus, and temple guards, along with the Fire Leech Bolas, which are moving in. There's actually no skirmishers back here in the Bretonnian and Chaos army, and that could cost them here. Not having an answer to these flying units is going to hurt. If the Fire Leech Bolas are used well, that is. Chameleon Skinks, I think, would be well used against cavalry. Harass the cavalry, pull it forward, poison it, really make the cavalry feel the hurt. That's what I would want to do with the Chameleon Skinks. So these Grail Knights actually get defeated. I should have caught that engagement, so it looks like the support maybe from the archers and Teclis helps the Grail Knights get defeated. The Dragon Prince is pretty much defeated at the same time as well, though. And right now these Feral Cold Ones are kind of looking to get into the hunt here. See, Chameleon Skinks get caught momentarily by Grail Knights, but there's a lot of support around there. But they did some pretty good damage. Some pretty solid damage there. Krokgar's looking for an engagement. He's going to run forward. Fire Leech Bolas. The Fire Leech Bolas need to kind of swing around here. This blob over here is just delicious. They're not taking full advantage of it at the moment. See, the Feral Cold Ones catching what's left of the Grail Knights out of here. The High Elf player gonna skirmish, and here comes the Lizardmen. The Lizardmen don't have a lot of infantry. They've got some pretty serious infantry to deal with, on the other hand. Skink cohorts, I don't know how they're gonna do long-term against Chaos Warriors. They have so much armor. Pole Arms will just kind of slow stuff down. See, the Exalted Hero doing good against the Feral Carnosaur along with the Pole Arms right now because the Carnosaur went berserk. The Fire Leech Bolas would probably want to focus on the Chosen units. least that's what I would think. This Chosen here got into combat relatively unscathed. Now, this Chosen would tank out Saurus warriors for a very long time. Not so much Temple Guard, but Skinks and Saurus warriors. It would just kill and kill and kill. Here comes the White Lions. Bretonnia's just going to try and hold the line over here against the Lions and the Phoenix Guard. And the archers from the High Elves just left completely unchecked at the moment. Watch the Fay Enchantress, though. Look at this. She's lined up a shot here. And if the High Elf can't avoid this, it's going to hurt bad. Yep, that's going to hurt. So the High Elf's taking some pretty significant damage right there. Feral Cold One's going to get around the flank here. That's going to be a pretty effective charge here because these spearmen aren't going to want to hold out under this kind of pressure. But the Cold Ones go berserk here as well. Phoenix Guard on the flank. Lore Master of Hoeth. Here in the center, these Chosen with halberds, tanking it out with Grail Guardians. I'd hate to be up against that. There are some Phoenix Guard here. But, I mean, a Chosen with halberd and Grail Guardians is going to be a heck of a lot for the Phoenix Guard to handle. Not that they won't try, because they will. Those Fire Leech bolas have almost been expended. And if you look, the chevronage here, there's pretty much... This one got one chevron. This one got very little. So they may not have ever really found the mark on the right opponent there. Do like the skirmishers out poisoning the enemy infantry, attempting to even this fight down. Kroq-Gar looks like he's had to flee away momentarily, or he just routed and came back from routing here and hasn't been brought back under control. Skink cohort's actually holding out pretty decent over here right now. Saurus spears and temple guards getting pretty well owned here by Chosen and Chosen with halberds. Flaming Sword of Ruin. Yeah, Archaon's buffing this up. We haven't gotten to see Archaon in combat either. He's over here. He's got 13 kills. Yeah, so I mean, this is looking like a pretty solid combination for now. The High Elves are trying to get an attack from behind. It's a pretty brutal fight at the moment. Got some Bretonnian units that can start swinging their way back into battle. Here comes some Feral Cold Ones charging in. Charging in through the Spearmen. Looks like maybe trying to get to Grail Guardians here. Let's see, Kroq-Gar is going to come back. I don't think that the Exalted hero is really the target for Kroq-Gar. Teclis. Trying to lay down some damage on the remaining units, but that bound spell to Teclis actually doesn't cause a lot of damage to armored units. Wow, that hit on the Phoenix Guard. Good target, because the Phoenix Guard take magical damage worse than physical. So not a bad idea for a target. Explosion looked a little worse than it may have actually been, though. Archaon taking on a Lore Master of Hoeth. Check out that scene. Feral Carnosaurs all over the place. That looks freaking awesome. Oh man, this game's beautiful. That is such a cool scene here. It's like a bunch of velociraptors. So yeah, Archaon, he's got his hands full right now. This Lore Master is putting a beating on him. Oh my gosh. He had 900 and something weapon strength there for a short time. 658 right now. Archaon has sick weapon strength. He just doesn't have the armor piercing. He's got a ton of armor though. And really solid melee defense and attack. And then of course he's a sorcerer at the same time. So he's a tank. Archaon is definitely a tank. If he had a way to heal, I think he could potentially be one of the toughest lords. So this one is definitely leaning in favor of the submitting team. The Fay Enchantress being in combat like this in late game is just excruciating, because she's leeching the life out of all of these units with her Mist of the Lady. So if she gets into combat late like this, she can just leech what little bit is left out of the enemies, and it can be a great late game play. I do like the synergy between Bretonnia and these solid infantry factions. Here's Kroq-Gar is going to have to flee the battlefield, being chased off by Grail Guardians. So a pretty odd matchup, seeing Chaos team with Bretonnia, but it makes sense. It makes sense from a unit pick. I really like this. Maybe I need to be playing some more 2v2s as I get an opportunity, because I like the idea that the Warhammer factions are very unique as it is, but then when you combine them together, you can kind of create like these new unique combined factions as well. It can be a whole lot of fun. So yeah, not much left here. It's only about a minute left in the battle. These chameleon skinks getting hunted down. Over here, trying to see what's left. Just a lore master. This is the lore master that was after Archaon. Archaon manages to live. He's got 136 kills. Comes another fiery convocation. Again, just not going to do much this late in the game. Teclis has kept himself back from the fighting, hoping not to get involved. But at the same time, the entire army is going to rout, and Teclis will, I guess, just waltz away back to the Forest of Lustria or Ulthuan. Look at that Fay Enchantress, 134 kills. Well played. Grail Relic keeping all the Bretonnian infantry in the fight much longer. Krokgar being chased unceremoniously from the battlefield by Grail Knights. Fun play. What'd you all think of this one? So, nice job by Black Iron and Dov Plays by putting that together there. I like that a lot, actually. I liked seeing this video where they were thinking about how to synergize the different teams. That is pretty interesting, in fact, because you got to just, I guess, stop and think about what the two teams can bring to each other. Like Chaos, one of their weaknesses is no healing, but they have fantastic infantry. The support units for it are, you know, too expensive to use them all together. So here Chaos brings their fantastic infantry, and then Bretonnia provides the support in the form of Grail Guardians and Grail Knights, Grail Relic, and the Fay Enchantress for healing, and then Meat Shield infantry with some anti-large in it, right? So pretty interesting combination. I like the combination. If you'd think maybe Lizardmen too. So Lizardmen, incredible monster units. That's really their biggest strength, is really good monster units. And the High Elves, you think about them, they're an interesting one. Their strength is really dragons. And so you're kind of combining dragons with monsters, and you kind of end up with the factions that may not complement each other as well as these two. And I guess it depends on what you're going up against, right? So in the case of these two factions combining, I mean, I sit here and think about the pure, I mean, there is quite a bit of anti-large in the sense that you have these chosen with halberds along with the Grail Knights. So there's a decent amount of anti-large in these pole arms. But the ranged component of this is fairly weak. So a lot of good targets in here for artillery. And armor-piercing missiles. So I could see that this build would definitely have to be careful of someone who gets into a really good artillery position, because I would think that this would be a lot of stuff that you could get torn up pretty easy. So yeah, interesting to see how that combines. Any other combinations of factions that you guys have found that you like? I'd like to see what people think in terms of what combinations they find. Maybe, like I said, I'd kind of like to look into this myself, get some ideas put together, play some 2v2s. Maybe that's something I can try and schedule sometime. Play some 2v2s, we can look into it. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. Appreciate the folks submitting it. I did play some battles tonight by myself. They just weren't that good. These were a lot better. So I wanted to show you all these. I do still play battles. Not as many as I'd like, because I'm playing a lot of arena right now. I've had some people ask me, are you going to keep just playing arena? No, I like Warhammer 2 still better than I do arena. I'm just enjoying arena right now, and I'm trying to show it because, of course, I'm working with Total War Arena as well. On a video series, so just been busy with it, but absolutely no intention of walking away from Warhammer. I'm trying to play a lot of Total War is what I'm doing, and it's just kind of fun to cycle around to some of this different stuff. But anyway, like I said, hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out. I will see you soon.